I'm going to start with our vertical. Okay. Vertical angles are two angles that are across from each other. Okay, so what we're going to do is draw lines that go like this. Okay, if I label this 1, 2, 3, 4, what angle is across from angle 1? 3. So the cool thing about vertical angles is that 1 and 3 have to be congruent. So let's write angle 1 has to be congruent to angle 3. Because they are across from each other, they are vertical angles. Okay. Is there another pair that's across from each other? 2 and 4. 2 and 4. They aren't necessarily the same as 1 and 3, so what we do is we draw like a double arc. Because it shows that they're congruent, but they're not congruent to the grain. Does that kind of make sense? Sure. Just like if I have a line and like I have a double mark here, they're congruent, but aren't necessarily congruent to ones that just have one dash in it. Okay, so I'm going to write angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. If you're ever looking at lines, like sometimes we get angles, you don't necessarily have to draw this if you don't want to. Sometimes we get angles that are like cut weirdly. When you're looking for vertical angles, the easiest thing to do is like, let's say you know this angle right here, draw the lines that make up that angle. So this angle and this, they're like, if you continue on the line, these two have to be the same. Sometimes when lines get drawn in between, it looks kind of confusing, but if you like kind of extend your angle, that'll help you find your vertical angles. Okay. Like I said, vertical angles are always congruent. Congruent means what? Same, equal. Good. Okay, let's go down. Okay, what is it? Counterclockwise to adjacent. What does adjacent mean?
The same, or equal, or almost equal.
How about just adjacent, like in the English language? Like if I like say I'm adjacent to Olivia.
Next
to. I'm next to. Okay. So adjacent angles, same sort of thing. They're angles that are next to each other. They share a common side. So in this case, if I label that 1 and 2, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. They're next to each other. Adjacent angles is probably the least helpful thing, to be honest, because it doesn't necessarily mean that they add up to anything, that they're equal, anything like that. It just means that they're next to each other. What this says about sharing a common side, obviously, angle 1 takes up there, angle 2 takes up here. This side right here is shared. So adjacent angles, just angles next to each other. Grab one of those sheets. Complementary angles. Again, counterclockwise on our little map today. Two angles whose sum is 90 degrees, so they make a right angle. So any two angles that make up a right angle. So if I label these 1 and 2, what you say is angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90, and then from there, that's how we can solve things. Okay, complementary means 90. What's also important about complementary is that they don't even have to be next to each other. So like if I say this angle is 30 degrees and this angle, they look the same, that's okay, is 60 degrees, are those two angles complementary? Yeah, because 30 plus 60 is 90. So they have to be complementary if they add up to 90. Most frequently we'll see the right angle thing, but they don't even have to be next to each other. They don't have to be adjacent in order to be complementary. Let's see. So any two angles that add up to be 90, whether they are next to each other or not, are complementary. Okay. Our last two things, supplementary and linear pair. Supplementary, any two angles whose sum is 180. a lot of times we see something like this, where angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, they add up to be 180. So here again, we'd say angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180. A lot of times they are next to each other, but just like complementary, they don't necessarily have to be. If I have an angle over here that's 100, and an angle looking this way that's 80, 100 plus 80 is still 180. So these are supplementary, they're just not adjacent angles. Okay, they're not next to each other. So any two angles that add to 180 are what we call supplementary angles. Linear pair is the only one that talks about angles that have to be next to each other, they have to be adjacent. So what that means is that they are next to each other and they also make a line. Okay? So they still add up to 180, but in this case, they have to be next to each other. A lot of times, people use supplementary and linear pair interchangeably. The linear pair is just more specific in that it has to be next to each other. So these two would not make a linear pair because they're not next to each other. The linear pair isn't ever really labeled because if it makes a straight line, you're going to know that it adds up to 180. Okay? So angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. So if you have this example, this can be a linear pair and a supplementary angle and adjacent angles. Okay, linear pair is like the most specific part of the angles that we deal with. Okay. Questions on the names? You guys heard of supplementary before? No. Okay. Alright, if you flip to the back side. We're going to go through these. We're going to check all of them that apply. If I start with number 1, how are angle 1 and angle 2 related? Are they next to each other?
Yeah.
They share a common side? No. They don't share a common side. Next to would be like over here or over here. Are they vertical?
Yes.
Yes, they're across from each other. Are they necessarily complementary? Do they necessarily add up to 90? No, I have no idea. Are they supplementary? Do they add up to 180? No. Are they a linear pair? No, especially because they're not next to each other. So all we can say is that they're vertical. I want you to write angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. That's what vertical angles tell us, is that they are equal, they're congruent. Okay. Number 2, angle 1 and angle 2, are they next to each other? Do they share a side?
Yes.
Yes, so they are adjacent. Are they vertical? Are they across from each other?
No.
No, they are not. Are they complementary? Do they add up to be 90?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If this is 90, this has to be 90 because this is a line. So are 1 and 2 complementary?
Yep.
Yes. Are they supplementary? Do they add up to 180?
No.
No. If they add up to 90, there's no way they can add up to 180. That's like craziness. Which means if they're not supplementary, they can't be a linear pair. So angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90 degrees because they are complementary. If we were looking at our right angles and not 1 and 2, you could say this and this are supplementary and linear pair. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about 1 and 2. Okay. 3, are angle 1 and 2 next to each other? Do they share a side? Yes, so they are adjacent. Are they across from each other? Are they vertical? No, guess what? If you are adjacent, there's no way you can be vertical. If you're vertical, there's no way you can be adjacent. Okay? Do 1 and 2 add up to be 90 degrees?
No.
Nope. Do they add up to be 180?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they also a linear pair?
Yes.
Yes. Anytime you check adjacent and supplementary, that is like the definition of linear pair. Also, that's a line. linear pair supplementary. Okay? So angle 1 plus angle 2 has to equal how much degrees?
180.
180. Good. Are angle 1 and 2 next to each other?
Yeah.
Yes, so they are adjacent. Are they vertical?
No.
No. Do they necessarily add to 90 degrees?
No.
No. They kind of look like it, but in order for me for 100% sure say they are 90, I need this boxing that's up here, and this doesn't have it, so they're not complementary. Are they supplementary?
No.
No. Are they linear pair?
Nope.
No. The only thing I can say is that they're adjacent, which, like I said earlier, literally tells us almost nothing. I can't say they add up to anything. I can't say that they're equal. Literally can't say anything about them, except the fact they're next to each other. Okay. Number 5. Are angle 1 and angle 2 next to each other? Are they adjacent?
No.
Nope. Are they vertical?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. How you can tell. Look at what makes up angle 1 and continue on. Do those 2 lines make up angle 2? Yeah. So they have to be vertical. Okay, I'm gonna reset now. So they have to be vertical. Do they add up to be 90 degrees? Yeah, they do. Because it tells me angle 1 here and this angle here are congruent. And I know that these 2 are congruent. So I can kind of like take and put angle 2 up here. And if this is 90 degrees, this has to be 90. So they have to be complementary. If they're complementary, can they be supplementary?
No.
No. Can they be linear pair? No. So I can say angle 1 plus angle 2 equals how much?
90.
90. Good, because they are complementary. Okay, last one. 1 and 2, are they adjacent? Are they vertical? Yes. Are they complementary? Do they add up to be 90?
No.
No. Are they supplementary? Do they add up to be 180? Yes. Why?
Those 90-degree angles.
Because they're both 90. If this is a right angle, this is a right angle, this is a right angle. Last time I checked, 90 plus 90 is 180, so they have to be supplementary. Are they a linear pair? No. Linear pairs have to be next to each other. Like here, if they're adjacent supplementary, they're linear. Here, they're not next to each other, so they can't make a linear pair. Okay. I know probably super like a lot, but we use this stuff, especially vertical angles, like literally until the last chapter of the year. So we will get really familiar with them, and hopefully they get easier to us. Okay, notes packet. Now we're going to use what we just learned in the book. If you want to keep that thing out, you can to refer back to. We're going to use that to help us solve for angles. Okay? So look at number 1. What kind of angles are these? Are they adjacent?
Vertical.
Are they vertical?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I know about vertical angles? They're the same, so how big is X? 112. Good. Number 2, what does that little box thing mean?
90 degrees.
90 degrees, so how can I solve for X?
Subtract.
Good. 90 minus 68, so how big is X?
22.
How much?
22.
I heard of 92. Like, oh, what? Number 3, how would I classify these angles?
Adjacent.
Adjacent, what else? Supplementary, which makes them
180.
a linear pair, so they add up to be 180, so how can I find X?
180 minus 124.
Good, 180 minus 124. How much is X?
56.
56. Good. Question, how much is y in number 4?
33.
Y.
Because they're
Vertical.
Vertical, good. Y is 43 degrees because these have to be the same. I'm just gonna write it there, hopefully that's okay. Write it there too. How can I find x?
subtract.
Just subtract 43 from 180.
Good. You can use this line or this line. Either way, I know lines are 180 degrees. So subtract 43 from that. So x is how much? 137? Which means
Z is 137.
z is 137. Why? What do I know about this triangles?
Vertical.
Vertical. Awesome. So z is also 137 degrees. Okay. Y is probably the easiest one to start with. How much is y?
72.
72. Let's do x next. How do I find x?
Subtract 180 from 72 or 72 from 180.
Good. This is a line right here. They form a linear pair. 180 minus 72 gives me 108. Good. So x right here is 108 degrees. How can I find z?
Add 90 and 72 and subtract from 180.
I know that they make a line and this is 180 degrees, so I can subtract 90 and 72 and get z. Is there anything else I can do?
Add
Say that again here. 90 minus 72 from what? 180, that's the same sort of thing. What do I know about this angle here and this angle here? They're the same, they're vertical. So these have to add up to be 108. So how could I find z?
108 minus. No, 90.
My 90, yep. 108 minus my 90, or you can take 180 minus 90 minus 72. Either way, how much is z?
18.
How much?
18.
18. Okay. Questions so far? Okay. 6 says angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. Let's draw that real quick. If 2 is 105, how big is 1?
105.
Good. Vertical angles are always congruent. A and B are complementary. What does it mean to be complementary?
180 degrees.
Equal to 90. So we got something like this, where A and B equal 90. If A is 42, how can I find B?
Subtract.
From
90.
good. 90 minus 42 gives me how much for angle B?
48.
How much?
48.
48. My hearing's just a little off today. P and Q are supplementary. What's it mean to be supplementary?
180 degrees.
180.
Equals 180. If Q is 64, how do I find P?
180 minus 64.
Good. 180 minus 64 gives me how much?
116.
116. One and two form a linear pair. What does it mean to form a linear pair?
180.
They're 180, also next to each other. If angle 1 is 113, how do I find angle 2?
180 minus 113.
Good. 180 minus 113. How much is angle 2?
67.
67. Good. Okay. Questions there? None? Yeah. Alright. PQT is 3x plus 47. SQR is 6x minus 25. I need to find the measure of SQR. What do I know about my red things?
They equal,
Why?
because they're vertical.
So I'll try to do 3x plus 47 and 6x minus 25.
So equal.
Equal, because they're vertical. Good. Solve for x, subtract 3x. Add 25, and what do I get?
72.
72, how much is x? 24.
So plug it in.
Plug in where?
6x minus
6x minus 25 doesn't matter, but I like to plug it into the right place sometimes. Plug it in here. 6 times 24 minus 25 is how much?
119.
119. Good. Questions there? That first thing, what does it tell me about A, B, and C, D? What's that thing mean?
Congruent. Or perpendicular.
Perpendicular. What does perpendicular mean about angles? 90 degrees. So, A, B, C, D. So I got a 90 here. Does that mean this is also 90?
Yes.
Yes. When you have perpendicular lines, there's actually 4 90s. Okay? Alright. Then it tells me DCE. Right here, 7x plus 2. And then ECE is x plus 8. I need to find DCE. This angle right here. What should I do?
7x plus 2 plus 8.
Is x
Plus
plus 8
x plus 8 equals 90.
equal to 90? They are complementary. They add to make a right angle. So let's add them. 7x plus 2 plus x plus 8 and set equal to 90 because they make a right angle. I have 8x plus 10. Ooh, I forgot the one. Equals 90. So 8x equals how much?
80.
How much is x? 10. To find DCE, what do I do?
Plug it into 7x plus 2.
7 times 10 plus 2, how much is DCE?
73.
72 degrees. Perfect. Alright, 12 says K and M is 8x minus 5. And M and J down here is 4x minus 19. I need to find K and M. All of that. What do I know about my blue and green angles? They add to 180. This right here is a line. So 8x minus 5 plus 4x minus 19 have to equal 180 because they are a linear pair. How much x do I have?
12x.
12x minus what?
24.
Equals 180. Add my 24 and I get 204. How much is x? 17. Where do I plug in?
8x minus 5.
Good. 8 times 17 minus 5. How much is K and M? questions on the front page? Okay, let's keep cruising on to the back. You have a question? No? What? Oh, I thought I heard a question. Okay, DEG, label it 5x minus 4. GEF is 7x minus 8. And DEH is 9y plus 5. We need to find x and y. There's two x things, so let's start with x. What do I know about the x things? They add up to be 180. So 7x minus 8 plus 5x minus 4 equals 180. I have 12x minus 12. Add my 12 over to get 182. And x is how much? Okay, half done. I know x is 16. How is that going to help me find y? I know once I find x, I should probably plug it in.
Because they're plugging into 5x minus 9. They're vertical.
They're vertical. Which ones? The green and blue or the red and blue?
The green and blue.
Green and blue. Or you could do another 180. I like equals. Let's plug it into the green because we said these are vertical, so they're going to be equal. So 7 times 16 minus 8 gives me how much? 104. So I know this angle is 104 degrees. How much does the y have to be now? If green's 104, how much is the left to be? 104. So set our whole blue thing equals 104. So 99 equals 9y. How much is y? You could do the same thing. You could plug it into the red and then set the red and blue, add them up equal to 180. You should get the same thing. Okay. 14. R and S are complementary. What does it mean to be complementary? What'd you say, dear? Right angles, how many degrees? 90. So what should I do with if angle R is this and angle S is this?
Make them equal to 90.
Add them so they equal to 90. Good. So 12x minus 3 plus 7x minus 2 equals 90. Complementary meaning 90. Oh, 96. I have 19x minus 5. So 19x equals 95. Which means x is 5. That's nice and all. I want angle R. Plug it in angle R. 12 times 5 minus 3. How much is angle R?
57.
Good. P and Q are supplementary. What does supplementary mean? 180. So what should I do with 4x plus 1, 9x minus 3?
Make them equal
Good, so it's equal to 180. So I have to put that back. 4x plus 1 plus 9x minus 3 equals 180. 13x minus 2. Add my 2. X equals
14.
14. I need to find Q. Plug it in. 9 times 14 minus 3. How much is angle Q?
123.
123. Okay. questions? How do we feel? We're gonna quit there for today.